Hey guys, I'm Aiden. So if you don't follow me on any of my social media, that's my name. And I'm going to be doing the gender tag project, which is by Ashley Wild. If you look it up, she'll pop up. You can get all the details on that. She has a video of her doing the gender tag as well as an explanation video. I think it's really awesome that you're doing this, Ashley. The fact that you're opening up the doors of that gender is not just black and white. It's really a spectrum. There's not just male and female. There's so many individuals who identify in between. And for those of you who do that and live authentically and don't care what society has put out as norms, my hat goes off to you. You guys are awesome and keep doing you. So I'm going to do this gender tag just because it's, like I said, opening up people's eyes. And I think if you even remotely think about doing the gender tag yourself, you should do it. Even if you are a heterosexual identifying person that identifies with what you were biologically born with. It shows that you support it, and it's fun, I guess. I haven't done it yet, but... Alright, so there's 10 questions. You guys will get to know me better, I guess, through this. So, first question, how do you self-identify your gender? I am a transgender, female to male individual. What does that definition mean to you? Being trans, for me, it just means that I loved myself enough to follow what I felt on the inside and make my outer appearance match what I felt inside. My transition itself has been the best thing to ever happen to me, and it ultimately means that I have self-love for myself. So I'm just really proud for my courage to push through the feelings of doubt, and the only doubt I had was because I didn't want to make my family upset with me, but I did it, so I'm happy. What pronouns honor you? So he, his, him. Those are the ones that honor me, and that would mean that I want people to use for me. And when I don't get that, it really sucks. I just saw there's a question about that down here, so we'll get more into that. Describe the style of clothing that you most often wear. I shop a lot at PacSun and Zoomies. I feel like that would give you a good vibe of what I wear. So more of like a streetwear, skater, I guess, whatever you want to call it. That's what I wear. Yeah. Talk about your choices with body hair. How do you style your hair? So right now, I'm about to go to work, so this is my wake up, go to work hair. And then sometimes I put some gel stuff in it, whatever. That's all with that. Do you have facial hair? I have mustache coming in. And as the people at my work call it, a Mexican mustache, whatever that means, but that's what they call it. And then I have hair growing over here, which I'm really excited about, like super excited about it. You guys like that tan line? It really sucks. But yeah, facial hair wise, that's all I got. I got hair coming in down here, but it's a little blondie. What do you choose to shave or choose not to shave? So, I do not shave my armpits, or my legs, or my face, obviously, yet. So that, take that as you will. Talk about cosmetics. Do you choose to wear makeup? No. Do you paint your nails? I do not. What types of soaps and perfumes do you use, if any? I use regular soaps in the shower. And I use cologne. So, yeah. Have you experienced being misgendered? I have been misgendered a lot. It really sucks because it happens a lot when I'm at work. Not as much as usual lately, so I'm really excited about that. Before I started testosterone, I got misgendered a lot, but I expected it because I didn't have a deep voice. And to the naked eye, I just looked like a lesbian. Not that there's anything wrong with that, obviously, but that's what people presumed me to be, so there's that. But once I started testosterone, even just a week into testosterone when people were misgendering me, it really sucked. You know, even when people just have the slip-ups of calling me she, it really hurts, and people joke about it if, you know, I look like I get upset by it, but people, I just wish they would realize that I've gone through so much to get to this point, and I know people are trying, but then whenever I tell them that, you know, it really sucks, and they kind of joke about it, that kind of pushes my buttons, because I've gone through a lot to get to this point, and for someone to, you know, not even try to correct themselves, it's really hard when I'm at family stuff, because I understand why they do, and I understand that it's hard, but when people don't even try to use the right pronouns or the name that I've chosen, it really hurts, to be honest. Like, it really sucks, and it lingers with me for quite a while. But on to the next question. Do you experience dysphoria? So Ashley Wilde puts the correct definition of that in her video. So just real quick, dysphoria is feeling that something on your body or something about your body you don't like. So everyone pretty much probably has a little bit of dysphoria with something. But for me, I do experience dysphoria. It affected me a lot more pre-T because I didn't have any masculine traits besides me cutting my hair. Even pre-T, towards before I started testosterone, I started growing out my armpit hair. But I don't necessarily feel it as much as I used to. It's more so my dysphoria more so now is for my top. So I'm really working towards getting top surgery. I feel like once that's done, I will feel pretty content with myself, and that could change over time. But as of now, my dysphoria is not nearly as bad. I went swimming the first time at a public pool last weekend. I wore a tank top, so I had a big dysphoria moment. I just am not comfortable with that type of setting. I try to hide that aspect of me as much as I can, hence why I wear a binder. The next question, I don't really want to talk about it, so I'm going to skip that. And then there's this question. It says, talk about money. Is it important to provide for a family financially if you choose to have one? I feel like, yes, I want to provide. I don't want to be the sole provider, though. I feel like it's a two-way street. If you're in a relationship with someone, they should be helping too, but that's just my opinion. Is it important to you that you earn more than your partner? No. I'm going for a career that pays good money, but I didn't get into this field for the money aspect. I got into the field that I'm going into because I want to help people. I want to make people feel better. I want to just make people happy. With that being said, for those of you that don't know, I'm doing respiratory therapy, so medical setting. So no, I don't really care if I earn more. My mom raised me and my brother, by herself. For the most part, we were always with her. So I just have lived off of that mindset that I should be able to do anything on my own. But if I'm in a relationship, whoever, as long as you can make stuff happen and get done what you need to get done, then who cares? Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? The first few dates I do like to pay for. After that, I'm not going to argue if they want to pay, if they offer. Not that type of person. Take that however you want. Some people see that as, I don't know. But that's just how I am. And then the last question is, anything else you want to share about your experience with gender? So for me, I have experienced both the male side and the female side of the gender spectrum. And it's really kind of disgusting, to be honest. When I was presumed as a girl, people just act like you can't do the things that a guy can do. And it's just it really mind blows me because, and then now that I'm one of the guys, finally, I've met a few people that I'm not friends with, but I've associated with, who have just totally disgusted me with the things that they've said about women and how they act. And I'm not saying that girls can't act, badly or anything, but it blew my mind that they thought of women this way. And being that I'm trans and I've seen, what it is to be a woman, and I've not fully yet seen what it means to be a man. And I put quotations because what does that mean? That means something to everyone else. That means something to each person. And I don't know, that's just something I really think society needs to look into and really teach the youth that one gender isn't better than the other. And I'm sure I'll just see more things down the road that I'm going to be like, what are you saying? And, it's really awkward because these people, I end up telling them, I say my opinion towards what they're saying, and they're like, well, how would you know that? And then I tell them, I'm trans, and they're like, oh, and then they don't treat you the same. Because I was a girl. So, but, 10 seconds earlier, you saw me as nothing close to a girl. But, whatever. But yeah, I just want everyone to realize that gender is spectrum. Love yourself. Be authentically you. If I can get where I am today, then you can too. I never thought I would be here where I am right now today. But I am. So you guys can do it too. Me trying to be all motivational. Gosh. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to try. A lot of people have been asking me to do a transition update. So I will see about that. Probably do that maybe this week sometime as well. Alright. Bye guys.